The brave little bear's forest. In the heart of a bright green forest lived Benny, the brave little bear. Benny was smaller than the other bears, but he had the biggest smile and the kindest heart. Every morning, Benny loved to explore the forest paths, listening to the birds sing and watching the butterflies dance. Though he was little, Benny dreamed of big adventures and helping his friends whenever they needed him. One sunny day, Benny heard a tiny cry coming from the bushes. Curious, he tiptoed over and found a little rabbit stuck in a tangle of vines. Benny carefully used his paws to untangle the vines, and the rabbit hopped out, smiling happily. "Thank you, Benny. You're very brave," said the rabbit. Benny blushed but felt proud. Helping a friend made him feel even braver than before. As Benny continued his walk, he met a shy squirrel who had lost her acorns. Benny promised to help find them. Together, they searched high and low, behind rocks and under leaves, until they found the acorns near a sparkling stream. The squirrel was so happy she gave Benny a tiny acorn as a thank you gift. Benny felt a warm glow inside. Helping others was the best adventure of all. Suddenly, a gentle breeze carried a colorful feather down from the treetops. Benny looked up and saw a bright bird singing high above. The bird swooped down and perched on Benny's nose, making him giggle. "You're the bravest little bear in the forest," chirped the bird. Benny laughed and realized that being brave wasn't just about size or strength. It was about kindness, helping friends, and sharing smiles. As the sun began to set, Benny felt happy and proud, knowing he had made the forest a friendlier place. The brave little bear walked home beneath the glowing sky, ready for tomorrow's new adventures. In the magical forest, courage was something everyone could share, big or small, young or old, just like Benny, the bravest little bear of all. Rosie's rambunctious raccoon. One sunny morning, Rosie stepped into her backyard and spotted a tiny, twitchy nose poking out from behind the tall sunflowers. It was a little raccoon with bright eyes and a fluffy striped tail. Rosie clapped her hands excitedly. "Hello, Mr. Raccoon," she said. The raccoon twirled a leaf in its paws and gave a cheeky little grin. It seemed ready for a day full of fun and frolic. Rosie and the raccoon decided to explore. First, they tiptoed to the garden, where Rosie showed her new friend how to smell the sweet-smelling daisies. The raccoon sniffed and giggled in its own raccoon way. Then, it grabbed a shiny red apple from the tree and rolled it playfully toward Rosie. They both laughed and chased the apple, tumbling softly on the green grass. Suddenly, the raccoon spotted a sparkling puddle and splashed in it with all its might. Water droplets flew everywhere, making Rosie giggle and jump to avoid getting wet. Then, with a cheeky sparkle in its eyes, the raccoon dashed toward the swing hanging from the big oak tree. Rosie pushed the swing gently, and the raccoon hung on tight, waving its paws with delight as it soared back and forth through the warm breeze. As the sun began to set, Rosie and her rambunctious raccoon friend found a cozy spot under a big tree. They shared a little picnic with crunchy crackers and sweet berries. Rosie smiled and said, "You're my best adventure buddy." The raccoon snuggled close, its eyes twinkling like stars. Together, they watched the sky turn pink and orange, dreaming of more fun days to come. The silly sounds of Sally and Sam. One bright morning, Sally and Sam found a shiny whistle lying on the soft green grass. When they blew into it, out came the silliest sound, like a mix between a giggle and a honk. Excited, they started making more silly sounds, laughing as they tried to copy animal noises and funny tunes. Their silly sounds echoed through the park and made the flowers seem to dance in the breeze. As they walked down the path, Sally made a buzzing bee sound, and Sam flapped his arms like a bird. Soon, a little bluebird joined in, chirping along happily. The dog in the park barked a funny tune, and even the squirrel tapped a tiny rhythm on a tree trunk with its paws. Sally and Sam couldn't stop laughing at how all the silly sounds were turning into a joyful song. At the park bench, Sally and Sam decided to play a game. Who could make the silliest sound? Sally made a funny honking noise that sounded like a silly horn, and Sam tried a wobbling, wiggly whistle that made everyone giggle. The magic whistle sparkled in their hands, and the sounds seemed to float up into the sky like bubbles. Everyone nearby stopped to listen and soon joined in the silliness. By the end of the day, Sally and Sam had filled the whole park with silly sounds and laughter. They learned that making funny noises wasn't just fun for them, it made everyone feel happy and friendly. With the magical whistle safely tucked away, they promised to share their silly sounds again soon. And as the sun set, the park hummed with the warmest, happiest sounds of friendship. The friendly Cardinal's Crest. In a sunny forest, there lived a little red cardinal named Ruby. Ruby wasn't just any bird. On top of her head was a special crest that sparkled with a soft golden light. Every time Ruby helped a friend or shared a smile, her crest would glow even brighter. One morning, Ruby woke up feeling extra happy. She fluttered her wings and sang a sweet song, ready for a new day of adventures and kindness. As Ruby flew through the forest, she saw her friend Sammy the squirrel trying to reach a tasty acorn on a high branch. Ruby chirped, "I can help." She flapped her wings and gently nudged the acorn down. Sammy smiled and thanked Ruby, and right away, Ruby's crest sparkled a little brighter. Helping friends made her feel warm inside, and she loved seeing smiles all around. Next, Ruby spotted Bella the bunny hopping sadly near the bushes. Bella had lost her way back home. Ruby fluttered down beside her and said softly, "Don't worry, I'll help you find your way." Together, they walked through the forest, Ruby's crest glowing warmly as they followed the sunbeams. Soon, Bella saw her cozy burrow and hopped inside happily. Ruby's heart felt full of joy. Finally, Ruby came across Timmy, the tiny turtle who was stuck on a little hill. Timmy wanted to join the others but couldn't climb down. Ruby thought hard and then had a great idea. She asked her friend Sammy to help. Together, they made a soft leaf ramp for Timmy, who carefully slid down with a happy smile. Ruby's crest shone the brightest yet, because helping friends was the greatest magic of all. As the sun began to set, Ruby sat on her favorite tree branch, her golden crest glowing softly in the twilight. She looked around at her friends, Sammy, Bella, and Timmy, all happy and safe. Ruby knew that her special Crest wasn't just magic, it was the kindness and friendship she shared every day. And with a happy chirp, she promised to keep spreading joy wherever she flew. The happy octopus's tentacles. Deep beneath the sparkling waves lived Ollie, the happy octopus. Ollie had 8 long, wiggly tentacles that he loved to use every day. Sometimes he would tickle the fish, sometimes he would twirl like a spinning top, and sometimes he would give the crabs a gentle hug. Ollie's tentacles were not just for swimming. They were for playing, sharing, and making new friends in the big, bright ocean. One sunny morning, Ollie found a shiny, red shell stuck between some rocks. With all 8 tentacles working together, he carefully pulled it free. The little crab inside was so happy that it danced with joy. Ollie's heart felt warm and full because he used his tentacles to help a friend. Then, he twirled around, making bubbles rise up like a bubbly rainbow in the sea. Later that day, Ollie met a shy seahorse who wanted to learn how to dance. Ollie showed him how to move his tentacles in swirls and waves, and soon they were both dancing together, spinning and twirling through the water. All the sea creatures gathered around, clapping their fins and cheering. Ollie's tentacles were the happiest when they were making others smile. The happy team of Harry and Hannah. In the heart of a bright and sunny forest, Harry the bunny and Hannah the squirrel were the happiest friends you could ever meet. Every morning, they would hop and scurry through the trees, giggling and searching for fun. Today was extra special because they decided to become the happy team and help their forest friends find lost treasures hidden all around. With their big smiles and curious eyes, they were ready for an adventure full of surprises. First, Harry and Hannah heard a tiny chirp from above. It was Bluebird, fluttering nervously. "Oh no, I lost my shiny blue feather," Bluebird said sadly. The happy team put on their thinking caps and started searching together. Under bushes, behind tree trunks, and near sparkling streams, they looked everywhere. Suddenly, Hannah spotted something gleaming near a patch of daisies. It was Bluebird's shiny feather. Bluebird chirped joyfully and thanked them with a happy song. Next, the happy team heard soft footsteps. It was Daisy the deer, looking worried. "I lost my lucky leaf necklace," she said with a sigh. Harry and Hannah joined paws and searched carefully under tall ferns and soft moss. Suddenly, Hannah's sharp eyes spotted the necklace hanging on a low branch, twinkling in the sunlight. Daisy's eyes sparkled with happiness as she put on her necklace. "Thank you, happy team. You make the forest shine brighter," she smiled. Finally, Harry and Hannah found a little treasure chest hidden beneath a pile of colorful autumn leaves. What could be inside? Hannah wondered aloud. The chest creaked open, revealing sparkling acorns and shiny pebbles, treasures for all their forest friends to share. Everyone gathered around, laughing and clapping. Harry and Hannah beamed with pride. They knew that the happiest treasure was the joy they shared together as a team. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with pink and orange, Harry and Hannah snuggled close and smiled. "We had the best day ever," said Harry. Yes, agreed Hannah, because when we work together and help others, every day is magical. The happy team waved goodbye to their friends and promised to have many more adventures. And in the forest, laughter and friendship twinkled just like the stars that began to shine above. The happy Vesper Sparrow's melody. In a bright, happy forest lived a tiny Vesper sparrow named V. Every evening, as the sun began to dip behind the trees, V would sit on her favorite branch and sing a special melody. Her song was soft and sweet, like a gentle hug made of music. The animals in the forest loved to listen, and they would stop their busy playing just to hear V's happy tune. Her melody made the leaves dance and the flowers smile. One evening, a soft breeze whispered through the forest and carried V's melody far and wide. The tune floated over hills and streams, reaching even the shyest animals hidden in the bushes. Soon, the birds began to chirp along, the rabbits thumped their feet, and even the deer lifted their heads to join in. V was surprised and delighted. Her little song was growing bigger and happier with every note shared. Together, V and all her forest friends made the happiest melody anyone had ever heard. Their song filled the air like a rainbow made of sound, wrapping the forest in a warm, happy hug. As the stars twinkled above, the animals knew that every evening would be a time to sing, laugh, and share their special song. And V, she felt her heart soar higher than ever, knowing her melody brought so much joy to everyone around. The listening ear of Lily. Once upon a time, in a garden full of colors and cheer, there lived a little girl named Lily. But Lily was no ordinary girl. She had a special gift. Her ears were big, round, and the best part, they could listen to the tiniest whispers of nature. What a wonderful gift, Lily thought as she twirled in the sunshine, ready for a day of adventure. As Lily wandered through her garden, she heard something soft and sweet. It was a little butterfly fluttering nearby. "Hello, Lily," it said. "Can you hear me? I have a secret to share." Lily knelt down, her big ears ready to listen. The butterfly whispered about a hidden treasure buried under the old oak tree where the wise old owl lived. With a giggle, Lily raced toward the old oak tree. "I can't wait to find the treasure," she exclaimed. But when she got there, she found a chubby bunny looking sad. "What's wrong?" Lily asked, her ears perked up. The bunny sighed, "I lost my favorite carrot." With her listening ear, Lily heard the faint sound of crunching nearby. "Is that it?" she asked, pointing to a bush. Lily and the bunny tiptoed to the bush, and there it was, his favorite carrot. The bunny jumped for joy, and Lily clapped her hands. "You found it," she cheered. Just then, the wise old owl hooted from above, "You have a kind heart, Lily. Your listening ear not only finds treasures, but also helps friends." From that day on, Lily used her listening ear to help all her friends in the garden. Whether it was the whispers of the flowers or the giggles of the butterflies, she always found a way to spread happiness. And every adventure made her heart a little bigger, reminding her that listening is a special treasure too. The Red Adventure of Ruby and Ryan. One sunny morning, Ruby and Ryan, two little red fox siblings, found a shiny red balloon tied to a tree in the middle of the red forest. The balloon shimmered in the sunlight and seemed to hum softly with magic. Curious and excited, Ruby reached out and touched it, and suddenly the balloon lifted gently into the air, carrying the two foxes up into the sky. They giggled with delight as they floated over the treetops, seeing the forest from way up high. As they floated gently down, the balloon carried them to a sparkling clearing filled with red flowers and friendly red animals. A bright cardinal bird chirped a happy tune, and a tiny red ladybug landed softly on Ryan's nose. Ruby laughed and said, "Look, Ryan, the forest is full of red friends just like us." They played and danced with the animals, feeling the magic of the red forest all around them. Suddenly, the balloon glowed brighter and floated toward a big red oak tree with sparkling leaves. Ruby and Ryan saw a puzzle carved into the bark, shapes of stars, hearts, and circles all glowing red. They realized they had to touch the shapes in the right order to help the forest shine even more brightly. Working together, Ruby and Ryan tapped the shapes carefully, and the whole tree lit up like a glowing lantern, spreading warm red light everywhere. With the puzzle solved, the red forest came alive in bright reds and warm glows, and all the animals gathered to celebrate. Ruby and Ryan felt proud and happy. They had helped the forest sparkle like never before. As the sun began to set, the magical balloon gently floated them back home, where they stretched and yawned, dreaming of their next big adventure in the colorful world around them. Emma's Elegant Elephant. Once upon a time, in a sunny little village, lived a girl named Emma. Emma loved to explore the magical forest near her home. One fine day, she stumbled upon a giant, sparkling elephant named Ellie. Ellie wore the most beautiful hats Emma had ever seen. There were polka dots, stripes, and even a hat with shiny stars. Emma clapped her hands in delight. "Oh, Ellie, you are so elegant," she exclaimed. Ellie wiggled her big ears and said, "Thank you, Emma. Would you like to dance with me?" Emma's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Yes, please," she giggled. Just then, a gentle breeze blew through the forest and the flowers began to sway. Ellie started to twirl around and Emma joined her, laughing and dancing. It felt like a dream. As they danced, birds flew above them, chirping a cheerful tune. Suddenly, more animals joined the fun. There were bunnies hopping, squirrels twirling, and even a wise old owl that clapped his wings. Emma and Ellie had created a magical dance party in the forest. Everyone was laughing, and the forest was filled with joy. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with pink and orange, Emma and Ellie took a bow. "Thank you for the best day ever," Emma said, hugging Ellie tightly. Ellie smiled and replied, "Anytime you want to dance, just call my name." With that, Emma waved goodbye and promised to return, her heart full of happiness. The lazy days of summer. One bright summer morning, Benny the bunny woke up feeling extra sleepy. The sun was shining warmly through the leaves of the big oak tree outside his cozy burrow. Today was a perfect day for being lazy and enjoying the slow rhythm of summer. Benny stretched his little paws, yawned a big bunny yawn, and decided to spend the day just relaxing under his favorite shady tree. The gentle breeze made the leaves dance, and the sunlight sprinkled playful shadows all around. As Benny rested, colorful butterflies began to flutter by, curious about the sleepy bunny. He watched them with wide eyes, fascinated by their bright wings and gentle movements. Slowly, Benny reached out a paw and giggled when one butterfly landed softly on his nose. The lazy day suddenly felt full of tiny adventures wrapped in peaceful moments. Benny smiled, feeling happy just being still and watching the world around him. After a little while, Benny hopped down to the cool creek nearby. The water sparkled in the sunlight, inviting him to splash and play. Benny dipped his paws in the refreshing water and giggled as little fish swam by. He lay back on the soft grass by the creek, watching fluffy clouds drift slowly across the bright blue sky. The lazy days of summer were perfect for taking breaks, dreaming big dreams, and feeling the warm sun on his fur. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with soft pinks and oranges, Benny felt sleepy once again. He curled up under the big oak tree, the butterflies resting nearby, and the gentle sounds of summer all around him. Lazy days are the best days, Benny thought with a happy sigh. And with that, he closed his eyes, dreaming of more warm, slow, and magical summer moments to come. The family tree of Timmy and Tina. One sunny afternoon, Timmy and Tina found a huge tree in their backyard that they had never noticed before. The tree's branches stretched up to the sky, and hanging from every branch were tiny pictures of smiling faces. "Look, Tina, this must be a magical family tree," Timmy exclaimed as he reached out to touch a glowing photo. Tina giggled and said, "Let's see who's in our family." Their adventure was about to begin as the tree whispered stories of love, laughter, and fun. As Timmy touched the first picture, a friendly voice told them about Grandma Rose, who loved baking the best chocolate chip cookies. Suddenly, the tree showed a little scene of Grandma Rose in her cozy kitchen, smiling and mixing dough. Timmy's tummy rumbled and Tina said, "I wish we could taste her cookies." The tree shimmered and warm cookie scents filled the air. They laughed, feeling the sweetness of family all around them. Next, Tina found a photo of Uncle Max, the family's storyteller. The tree showed him sitting by a campfire, telling silly stories that made everyone giggle and clap. Timmy and Tina imagined themselves there, listening to his funny tales under the starry night sky. "I want to tell stories like Uncle Max," Tina said, her eyes sparkling. The tree's branches gently swayed as if cheering on their dreams, filling the air with the magic of imagination. Then, a picture of their little puppy, Sparky, appeared on a branch. The tree bark rustled as Sparky jumped out playfully, wagging his tail and chasing butterflies. Timmy and Tina laughed and joined in the chase, feeling the joy of family fun and friendship. The magical tree seemed to celebrate every member, big and small, teaching Timmy and Tina that family is all about love and happiness in every moment. As the sun began to set, Timmy and Tina sat beneath their magical family tree, feeling cozy and full of happy memories. They realized that every face on the tree was part of their story, and the tree wasn't just branches and pictures. It was love growing strong through time. Holding hands, they promised to add their own adventures to the tree one day. And with a gentle rustle of leaves, the family tree whispered, "We'll always grow together." Olivia's ocean quest. Once upon a time, in a sunny little town, there lived a girl named Olivia. Olivia loved the ocean. One bright morning, she put on her favorite swimsuit, grabbed her snorkel, and ran to the beach. Today, she was going on an ocean quest. What wonders will I find? She wondered with excitement as she dipped her toes in the warm water. As Olivia swam deeper, she spotted a friendly dolphin leaping through the waves. "Hello there," she called out. The dolphin, named Dash, twirled around and said, "Would you like to join me on a treasure hunt?" Olivia clapped her hands with glee and nodded. Together, they dove down into the blue water where they saw sparkly shells and dancing fish. Suddenly, they came across a wise old turtle named Tilly. Tilly was resting on a rock, her shell covered in soft seaweed. "Hello, young adventurers," she greeted. Olivia asked, "Can you tell us about the treasures of the ocean?" Tilly smiled and shared stories of coral reefs, sea stars, and the importance of keeping the ocean clean. Olivia listened intently, her eyes wide with wonder. After learning about the ocean's treasures, Olivia, Dash, and Tilly spotted a shimmering cave in the distance. "Let's explore," Olivia exclaimed. They swam inside and found the walls sparkling with glittering gems. Olivia giggled, realizing that the true treasure was the friends she had made and the stories they shared. Together, they danced and played until the sun began to set. As the sun set, it was time for Olivia to return home. She waved goodbye to Dash and Tilly, promising to return soon. With her heart full of joy and a mind buzzing with stories, Olivia swam back to the shore, knowing that every adventure holds new friends and magical moments. And from that day on, she knew the ocean was her special place. The wordplay of Wendy and William. Once upon a time in a cheerful town lived two best friends, Wendy and William. They loved to play with words. One sunny day, they decided to create their own silly words. "What if we call a cat that dances a cat tango?" giggled Wendy. William laughed, "And a sandwich that sings could be a singwich." They clapped their hands, excited to make up more funny words. As they played, wonderful things began to happen. A friendly dragon named Dazzle appeared, twirling in the air. "I heard you say cat tango. Can you teach me to dance?" he asked with a wink. Wendy and William cheered, and they all began to dance together, laughing as they invented even more silly words. Next, they decided to create a new game. They called it Word Whirl. They took turns shouting their silly words, and everyone had to act them out. When Wendy shouted jumping jelly bean, they all bounced around like jelly beans. And when William said wiggly worm, they squiggled and giggled all over the grass. Everyone in the town came out to join the fun. By the end of the day, the whole town was filled with laughter and joy. thanks to Wendy and William's silly words. They had created a magical world where everyone could play, dance, and imagine together. As the sun set, Wendy and William promised to keep inventing new words, filling their town with fun and laughter forever. The throwing trio of Timmy and Tina. One sunny morning, Timmy and Tina found 3 special balls in their backyard. The first ball was sparkly blue and glowed softly in their hands. The second was bright red and bounced higher than any ball they had ever seen. The third was sunny yellow and had tiny wings that fluttered gently. Excited, they decided to name themselves the Throwing Trio and began to play together with their magical new friends. Timmy threw the red ball, and it bounced so high it almost touched the clouds. Tina giggled as she caught the glowing blue ball, which shone brighter every time she hugged it. Then, the yellow ball fluttered its wings and flew all around the garden, making happy buzzing sounds. The backyard was filled with laughter as the Throwing Trio played their new game, taking turns throwing, catching, and chasing the magical balls. Suddenly, the yellow ball flew toward a tall tree and got stuck on a branch. Timmy and Tina looked up with wide eyes. They worked together, making a little tower with cushions and stepping carefully until Tina reached up and caught the yellow ball. The Throwing Trio cheered. Teamwork made their fun even better. From that day on, Timmy, Tina, and their magical balls played happily every day, imagining new adventures and sharing giggles under the warm sun. The Triangle of Teamwork. Once upon a time, in the land of Shapesville, lived 3 best friends: Tilly the Triangle, Benny the Circle, and Sammy the Square. They loved to play together in the sunny meadow. Tilly was sharp and pointy, Benny was smooth and round, and Sammy was strong with 4 corners. They all brought something special to their friendship. One sunny day, they decided to build a magical fort. Tilly suggested they use her sharp points to make the roof, while Sammy said his sturdy shape would be perfect for the walls. Benny wanted to help too, but he wasn't sure how he could fit in. "I'm just a circle," he sighed. But Tilly and Sammy quickly cheered him up. "You're not just a circle, Benny. You can help us make the round door," they exclaimed. Benny perked up. "A round door? That sounds fun." Together, they began to build their fort, each adding their own special touch. After lots of laughter and teamwork, the fort was finally complete. It was the most colorful fort in all of Shapesville, with a pointy roof, strong walls, and a round door that swung open perfectly. They all cheered, "Hooray for teamwork!" They realized that together, they could create something wonderful. From that day on, Tilly, Benny, and Sammy knew that their differences made them stronger. They learned that when they combined their unique shapes, they could build amazing things together. And so, in the land of Shapesville, the triangle of teamwork became a spark of magic for everyone to see. The Happy Ostrich's Strut. Ollie the Ostrich loved to strut. Every morning, He would lift his long legs high and sway his fluffy feathers as he walked across the sunny savanna. His happy strut made the grass dance and the birds sing. Ollie's big smile and cheerful steps made everyone around feel warm and giggly inside. He loved sharing his joy with all his friends. One day, Ollie's friend Zara the zebra looked shy and didn't want to play. Ollie walked over and said, "Come on, Zara, let's try my happy strut together." At first, Zara felt a little wobbly, but soon she lifted her legs and swayed just like Ollie. Her stripes seemed to sparkle, and a bright smile spread across her face. The happy strut was magic. Next, Max the monkey watched from a tall tree. "Can I try too?" he called. Ollie nodded happily. Max swung down and started his own silly strut, hopping and twirling with his long tail waving. The friends all laughed and clapped. Even Gary the giraffe bent down to join the fun, stretching his long legs in a graceful strut. Soon, everyone was strutting and smiling together. Ollie's happy strut spread across the savanna like sunshine. When anyone felt shy, sad, or lonely, Ollie and his friends would show them how to strut with big smiles and happy hearts. They learned that a joyful strut could make any day brighter and help make new friends. And so, Ollie's happy strut became the happiest dance in the whole wide savanna. The Busy Beaver's Dam. Early one sunny morning, Benny the Beaver woke up with a big smile. Today was the perfect day to build his new dam. He splashed into the sparkling river and started gathering sticks and logs. As Benny worked, he hummed a happy tune, tapping his big flat tail on the water. The forest around him was alive with chirping birds and buzzing bees, all curious to see what Benny would build next. Soon, Benny's friend Lily the frog hopped over. "Can I help?" she croaked excitedly. Benny nodded, smiling wide. Lily found soft mud to hold the sticks together, and Benny carefully placed each log in the water. Just then, Sammy the squirrel scampered down from a tree, carrying shiny acorns. "These can be decorations," he chirped. Together, they made the dam stronger and even prettier. As the dam grew taller, a bluebird named Bella flew down. "Let me help with the finishing touches," she sang. Bella gathered soft leaves and feathers, placing them gently around the dam. The animals all worked together, laughing and sharing ideas. When the dam was done, it was strong, cozy, and took colors from the forest itself. Benny felt proud and happy to have such wonderful friends. The Story of Paula and Peter. Once upon a time, in a magical garden, there lived a fluffy puppy named Paula and a curious kitten named Peter. They loved to play together every day, exploring the colorful flowers and chasing butterflies. One sunny morning, Paula said, "Let's find the biggest flower in the garden." Peter's eyes sparkled with excitement as he replied, "Yes, let's go on an adventure." And off they went, wagging tails and twitching whiskers, ready for a day of fun. As they wandered deeper into the garden, they met a friendly rabbit named Ruby. "Hello, Paula and Peter," she said, hopping over. "What are you looking for?" Paula wagged her tail and said, "We're searching for the biggest flower." Ruby smiled and pointed with her paw. "Follow me, I know just the place." Excited, Paula and Peter followed Ruby, their hearts full of joy and laughter. They soon arrived at the tallest flower they had ever seen. It was a giant sunflower stretching high into the sky. "Wow," said Peter, his eyes wide with wonder. Paula barked happily, "Let's climb up and see the view." But how could they reach the top? They thought and thought. Then Paula had a brilliant idea. "Let's work together," she exclaimed. "I can help you up and you can pull me up too." With teamwork, Paula jumped up while Peter climbed on her back. Together, they reached the top of the sunflower. From up high, they saw the entire garden bursting with colors and life. "We did it!" they cheered, their voices ringing out in glee. They learned that with friendship and teamwork, they could achieve anything. As they climbed back down, they knew they would have many more adventures together. The brave little common redpoll's Crest. In a quiet, snowy forest lived a tiny bird named Ruby. She was a common redpoll, little and lively, with a bright red crest that sparkled like a tiny flame on her head. Every morning, Ruby would flutter from branch to branch, singing cheerful songs and playing with her friends, a fluffy rabbit, a clever squirrel, and a kind little fox. Even though she was the smallest, Ruby's red crest made her stand out like a shining star in the white winter woods. One chilly day, the forest grew very cold, colder than ever before. The wind howled and the snow started to fall heavier. Ruby's friends shivered and couldn't find a warm place to stay. The rabbit's burrow was too cold, and the squirrel's tree was covered in ice. Even the fox looked worried. Ruby looked at her glowing crest and wondered, could my little red crest help keep us warm? She decided to try something brave and new. Ruby flew close to her friends and spread her tiny wings wide. Slowly, her bright red crest began to glow warmer and warmer, shining like a glowing ember. The light from her crest wrapped around her friends like a soft, warm blanket. The rabbit's nose stopped twitching from the cold, the squirrel's fur fluffed up, and the fox smiled with relief. Ruby's brave heart made her crest shine brighter than ever, lighting up the snowy forest with warmth and friendship. From that day on, Ruby's red crest was known as the brave little crest. Whenever cold winds blew and snow covered the forest, Ruby would light the way and warm her friends with her glowing heart. She showed everyone that even the smallest bird can shine the brightest when she's brave and kind. And in the magical winter forest, Ruby's light kept all her friends cozy and happy, no matter how cold the world outside became. The Ocean of Wonder. One sunny morning, Mia put on her sparkly pink snorkel and fins. She was ready to explore the magical ocean of wonder. As she dipped into the water, she met Bubbles, a cheerful orange starfish who could talk. "Welcome, Mia," Bubbles said with a big smile. Together, they swam past shiny shells and waving seaweed, eager to see what surprises the ocean had today. Suddenly, a school of bright blue fish zipped by, singing a happy tune. Mia laughed and clapped her hands. "Can you sing with us?" asked the fish. Mia and Bubbles joined in, their voices mixing with the bubbly melody. The ocean felt alive with music and joy, and Mia knew this was a very special place where anything could happen. As they continued, Mia spotted a shiny pink seashell that opened wide and sang a gentle lullaby. Bubbles explained, "These seashells tell stories of the ocean's magic." Mia listened closely, feeling as if the waves were whispering secrets just for her. The ocean of wonder was full of surprises, and Mia couldn't wait to find more. Just then, a playful yellow seahorse zipped up to Mia, twirling and spinning. "Come play with me," it said, inviting her to a game of hide-and-seek among the colorful coral. Mia giggled and chased after her new friend, feeling the thrill of the ocean's endless fun. The ocean of wonder was truly a place where dreams swam free. As the sun began to set, Mia and Bubbles floated gently to the surface. Mia smiled and said, "Thank you, Ocean of Wonder, for today's adventure." Bubbles waved goodbye, promising more magical days ahead. Mia knew that whenever she wanted, she could dive back into this sparkling world full of friends and wonder. The Joyful Little Journey. One sunny morning, Lily the little ladybug woke up feeling very excited. Today was the day for her joyful little journey. She flapped her tiny red wings and set off down the winding garden path. The flowers nodded hello, and the warm sun smiled down as Lily passed by. She couldn't wait to see what wonderful surprises the garden might hold for her today. As Lily fluttered along, she met Benny the blue butterfly who was sipping nectar from a bright yellow daisy. "Hello, Lily," Benny said with a sparkle in his wings. "Would you like to come with me to the sparkling pond?" Lily nodded happily, and together they flew toward the shiny water, their wings twinkling in the sunlight. At the sparkling pond, Lily and Benny met Bella the buzzing bee, who was busy gathering pollen. "Welcome, friends," buzzed Bella. She showed them a secret spot where tiny rainbow-colored pebbles shimmered among the reeds. Lily's eyes grew wide with wonder as she picked up a tiny, shiny pebble and smiled. It was a treasure from their joyful little journey. Just then, a soft rustling caught their attention. A little green caterpillar named Carl crawled out from behind a leaf. "Hello, everyone," he said with a shy smile. Lily invited Carl to join their adventure, and the four friends happily continued down the garden path together, sharing stories and laughter as the sun began to set in warm orange hues. As twilight painted the sky with soft purples and pinks, the friends reached a cozy flower nook where fireflies danced like tiny stars. Lily looked around at her new friends and the beautiful garden, feeling her heart fill with happiness. "Our joyful little journey was the best adventure ever," she said softly. And with that, they all snuggled close, ready to dream of many more joyful days to come. Five Little Ducks' Big Swim. One sunny morning, 5 little ducks waddled down to the sparkling stream. They looked at the water and quacked excitedly. "Let's have a big swim today." With a splash, they jumped in, their tiny feet paddling fast. The water was cool and fresh, and the ducks giggled as they floated along, feeling the gentle breeze on their feathers. As they swam, the ducks met a friendly frog sitting on a lily pad. "Hello, little ducks," croaked the frog. "Would you like to play a game?" The ducks quacked, "Yes, yes." And they all played leapfrog together. The frogs leaped high, and the ducks splashed joyfully, making the stream sparkle even more with their laughter. Further down the stream, the ducks saw a shy turtle sunbathing on a warm rock. "Come swim with us," called the ducks. The turtle smiled slowly and slid into the water. Together, they paddled and played hide-and-seek among the reeds. The ducks learned to wait patiently and cheer when their friend popped out from behind the green leaves. Suddenly, the stream curved and the water became faster. The little ducks held their wings tight and paddled hard. "We can do it," quacked the bravest duck. With teamwork and courage, they swam through the swirling water and reached a calm, wide pond sparkling like a mirror. They cheered and splashed, proud of their big swim adventure. After a fun day, the ducks climbed out of the water, their feathers glistening in the warm sunlight. They quacked happily. "What a big swim! We made new friends and had so much fun." As they waddled home, they dreamed of their next adventure, knowing that together they could do anything. The whole body of wonder. One sunny morning, Mia woke up feeling curious. She looked at her hands and wiggled her fingers. "Wow," she giggled. "My fingers can dance and play." Then she looked down at her feet and gave them a little wiggle too. "My feet can jump and run." Mia laughed as she imagined her whole body moving like a joyful band of tiny dancers, each part doing its own special trick. Mia's tummy rumbled softly and she smiled. "My tummy talks to me when I'm hungry," she said. She put her hand on her tummy and whispered, "Hello, tummy." Suddenly, her tummy made a funny little song that made her giggle. Then she held her chest and felt her heart beating fast. "My heart is like a little drum, thumping a happy beat just for me," said Mia, dancing around the room with excitement. Next, Mia touched her head and felt her brain thinking. "My brain is like a clever wizard making magic with ideas," she whispered. She imagined her brain wearing a tiny wizard hat, casting sparkly spells of imagination. "And my eyes," Mia said, blinking bright. "They see colors, shapes, and all the wonders around me." She pointed at a butterfly outside the window, smiling wide at the beautiful world her eyes could discover. Mia took a deep breath and felt the air fill her lungs. "My lungs are like big balloons, helping me breathe in fresh air and blow out silly bubbles," she laughed. Then she clapped her hands and said, "Each part of me is a little wonder, working together to help me play, laugh, and grow every day." Mia twirled around happily, feeling like the whole body of wonder she truly was. The Little Sheep's Ba. Once upon a time, in a sunny meadow, there lived a little sheep named Ba. Ba had the fluffiest wool and the friendliest smile. But there was one thing that made Ba very special, her ba. Every time she said ba, something magical happened. "Ba!" she called one bright morning, and suddenly colorful butterflies danced around her, fluttering their wings to her joyful sound. Ba was excited. She hopped and played, wanting to share her special ba with all her friends. She trotted over to her friend Bunny, who was munching on a big, crunchy carrot. "Bunny, watch this," Ba exclaimed. Ba, and just like magic, the carrot turned into a rainbow. Bunny's eyes widened with delight as he jumped up and down. "Wow, Ba, can you do it again?" Ba giggled and said, "Of course." She opened her mouth wide and shouted, "Ba!" This time, flowers bloomed all around them. Red, yellow, and purple flowers sprouted up from the ground, creating a lovely garden. Bunny was thrilled. "You are the best, Ba," he cheered, and they both danced through the colorful blossoms. Ba decided to visit her other friends. She found Puppy playing by the pond. "Puppy, come see what my Ba can do," Ba called. "Ba," and to their surprise, sparkling stars began to twinkle in the sky even though it was daytime. Puppy started barking happily, chasing the twinkling stars that floated down like little sparkles. Ba's friends gathered around, each wanting to hear her magical Ba. The meadow was filled with laughter and joy as Ba shared her special gift. With each Ba, more fun surprises appeared, making the day brighter and happier. Ba learned that her voice could bring friends together and create magic, one Ba at a time. The poetry of Paula and Peter. One sunny morning, Paula and Peter decided to explore their garden. They loved to play outside, but today something felt extra special. As they walked among the bright flowers, Paula spotted a tiny butterfly resting on a yellow daisy. "Look, Peter," she said. "I think the butterfly is telling us a secret." Peter smiled and whispered, "Maybe it's a poem fluttering on its wings." Together, they listened closely to the soft hum of the garden, feeling the magic of words all around them. Paula picked up a smooth stone and said, "Let's make our own poem about the garden." Peter nodded eagerly. They sat down on the soft grass, watching the clouds float by. Paula began, "The flowers dance in colors bright, the sun is shining, oh what a sight." Peter laughed and added, "The breeze sings songs so soft and sweet, it makes the trees tap their leafy feet." Their voices blended like music, and the garden seemed to smile back at them, joining in their joyful rhyme. Suddenly, a little bluebird flew down and perched nearby. It chirped a happy tune that sounded just like a poem too. Paula clapped her hands. "Even the birds love poetry." Peter nodded. "Let's write a poem for the bird." They whispered words about songs, wings, and skies so blue. The bird seemed to sing along, hopping from branch to branch, making the garden a magical place where poetry was everywhere, waiting to be found and shared by friends like Paula and Peter. The Curious Case of Charlie the Chicken. Once upon a time, in a sunny little farm, lived a curious chicken named Charlie. Charlie was no ordinary chicken. He loved to peek out of his cozy coop and dream about the big, wide world beyond the fence. Every day, he would flap his tiny wings and wonder, what's out there? His friends, the pig, the cow, and the sheep would chuckle and say, "Stay here, Charlie. The world can be big and scary." But Charlie's curiosity was like a gentle tickle in his tummy. One bright morning, Charlie decided it was time for an adventure. He took a deep breath, opened the door of his coop, and waddled outside. The sun was shining and the grass was soft beneath his little feet. As he ventured further, he met a butterfly fluttering by. "Hello there," said the butterfly. "Where are you going, little chicken?" Charlie replied. "I'm exploring the world. Want to join me?" The butterfly twirled in delight and said, "Of course, let's fly together." Charlie and the butterfly flew from flower to flower, meeting a friendly frog who invited them to hop along to the pond. "Come on, you two," said the frog. "There's so much fun here." Charlie laughed, feeling braver with each new friend he met. They splashed in the water and played hide-and-seek among the reeds. Charlie realized that the world was not scary at all, but full of wonderful surprises and new friends. As the sun began to set, Charlie knew it was time to head home. "Thank you for the adventure," he said to his new friends. "I can't wait to tell everyone about the amazing day I had." The butterfly waved goodbye, and the frog promised to meet him again. Charlie waddled back to his cozy coop, his heart full of joy and excitement. He learned that being curious led to wonderful adventures, and that the world outside his coop was a magical place, just waiting to be explored. The Little Monkey's Jungle Adventure. Momo, the little monkey, woke up early one sunny morning, feeling very excited. Today was the day for a big jungle adventure. He grabbed a bunch of juicy bananas for a snack and swung happily from tree to tree. The jungle was alive with chirping birds, buzzing bees, and colorful butterflies fluttering everywhere. Momo loved how the sunlight made the leaves sparkle, and he couldn't wait to see what fun he would find today. As Momo explored deeper, he met Ellie the elephant, who was splashing water with her trunk by the river. Ellie smiled and invited Momo to play a splashy game. Momo laughed and splashed back, water droplets sparkling like tiny diamonds in the sun. Then, they heard a cheerful squawk and saw Paula the parrot flying down to join them. Together, they played hide-and-seek among the tall trees and soft ferns, giggling all the while. After the fun, Momo's tummy rumbled, so he shared some bananas with his new friends. As they ate, a gentle turtle named Tilly slowly walked by, waving hello with her tiny flipper. Momo was happy to make another friend. Together, they followed a trail of glowing flowers that shimmered in the shade. The flowers led them to a magical waterfall that sparkled like stars, pouring bright, twinkling water into a crystal-clear pool. Momo stepped closer to the waterfall and made a special wish. Suddenly, the sparkling water twirled around him like a friendly dance. When the water settled, Momo felt a happy glow inside. He realized that the best magic was the joy of exploring new places and making friends along the way. With a big smile, Momo waved goodbye to Ellie, Paula, and Tilly, promising to come back soon for another adventure. The Calm Little Cat. In a bright and lively garden, there lived a little cat named Momo. Unlike the other animals who loved to jump, run, and play all day, Momo liked to sit quietly under the big oak tree. She would watch the butterflies dance and listen to the birds sing, feeling calm and happy inside. Her soft gray fur shone gently in the sunlight, and her big, gentle eyes sparkled with kindness. One sunny morning, the garden was full of busy animals playing tag and chasing each other. The yellow bird chirped loudly, the bunny hopped quickly, and the squirrel gathered acorns with excitement. But Momo stayed calm, sitting quietly on a smooth stone, watching the fun with a soft smile. She felt happy just being still and peaceful. Suddenly, the sky darkened and big gray clouds rolled in. The wind began to blow, shaking the tall trees and swirling leaves everywhere. The animals became scared and started running around, not knowing what to do. But Momo stayed calm. She quietly called to her friends, "Let's find a safe place to stay together." Her soft voice was like a warm hug that made everyone feel better. Momo led the animals to a cozy little hollow under the big oak tree. They all snuggled close together, feeling safe and warm. The storm rumbled outside, but inside their little shelter, Momo's calm heart helped them feel peaceful and brave. When the storm passed, the sun came out again, and the garden sparkled with fresh raindrops and happy smiles. From that day on, all the garden animals knew the special magic of being calm, just like little Momo. When things get noisy or scary, they remember to take a deep breath and find a quiet place inside. And Momo? She kept sitting quietly, watching butterflies and listening to the birds, sharing her calm with everyone who needed it. The happy walrus's tusk. Deep beneath the sparkling waves lived Wally, the happiest walrus in the whole ocean. Wally had a big, shiny tusk that gleamed like the moon on a clear night. Every morning, he would swim through the coral gardens, waving his flippers and spreading smiles to all his sea friends. One day, Wally noticed something unusual. Whenever he smiled and showed his tusk, tiny bubbles filled with sparkling light floated all around him, making everyone giggle and feel happy too. Curious about his magical tusk, Wally decided to explore the ocean to see what else it could do. As he swam past a shy crab hiding under a rock, Wally grinned wide and showed his sparkling tusk. To the crab's surprise, the bubbles danced right into his little claw, tickling him and making him laugh out loud. Wally's heart swelled with happiness. His tusk wasn't just shiny. It could spread joy wherever he went. As Wally continued his adventure, he found a sleepy sea turtle resting on the sandy ocean floor. Wally showed his tusk once more, and the bubbles gently floated down, tickling the turtle's shell and waking him up with a happy smile. Soon, more ocean friends joined in: colorful fish, a dancing starfish, and even a curious octopus. Together, they played in the glowing bubbles, sharing laughter and light in the deep blue sea. As the sun began to set, casting golden rays across the water, Wally realized that his tusk's magic wasn't just in its shine. It was in the happiness he shared with his friends. With a big, grateful smile, Wally swam back home, his heart full of joy and his tusk sparkling brighter than ever. And from that day on, whenever anyone in the ocean felt sad, all they had to do was look for Wally's happy tusk to feel the magic of friendship and laughter.